to episode 127 of Apartment Hacker. This is Mike Brewer, and at Apartment Hacker, it is my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. So guess what? When people go to work in the multifamily space, be it on site or in the corporate environment, they are exercising two types of labor. And that labor is intellectual in nature. They think through the things that they do on a daily basis. It's also emotional. Emotional labor. And suffice it to say, emotional labor is 10 times, I made that up, but I believe it's some order of magnitude higher. It's 10 times more exhausting to exercise emotional labor in the workplace than it is tangible, physically oriented type labor. It's 10 times more taxing on your psyche and on your physical person. I worked many years ago in a landscaping space. I started a company called The Lawn Ranger, right? And I grew the company from 5 accounts where I mowed lawns and I trimmed and I blew and so on and so forth to 115 accounts, and we were doing minor landscape improvements before I sold the business and moved off to college for a girl. Yeah, it was for a girl. Anyway, the point to that was this. I felt incredible at the end of a day when I was doing physical labor. Incredible. There wasn't a ton of thought process in what I did on a daily basis. We had a lot of competition involved in it. We pulled up to a lawn. We wanted it to be done in 15 minutes or less. We had 4 guys. It was on and on, right? But it was very physically oriented labor, and I felt incredible at the end of the day. I went to work in the multifamily space, or in the, let's call it the real estate space, in 1995 or 1996. I sold multifamily real estate for a company called Remax. You probably know that name, but I started selling single-family homes, and then I started buying apartments and buying small apartment complexes, 4 units, 8 units. And that job, because there was a lot of thought that went into that, it was consistently and constantly thinking about how to improve the value of the communities that I was buying, or the single-family homes that I was buying, or dealing with residents, or thinking through financial statements. And let's fast forward to where I am today as the senior vice president of a growing firm based in Atlanta, Georgia, called Radco Residential. There is a ton of thought that goes into what I do on a daily basis. And I have to tell you, despite the fact that it's 10 o'clock right now in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I'm exhausted, absolutely exhausted, because of all the thought work that goes into that. So there is an emotional labor that goes into a person's daily routine and activity. Here's the point. You have to pay attention as a leader in the multifamily space. You have to pay attention, you have to pay attention to not only the tangible outcomes and the tangible avenues that one explores or exercises on a daily basis, and the physical activities that one explores on a daily basis in the multifamily space. You also have to pay very close to the mental and emotional piece of this job. It's exhausting, absolutely exhausting, but on the flip side of that coin, it is likely the absolute most rewarding work that you can ever do in the multifamily space. And the bottom line is this: your task as a leader in that emotionally loaded world is to get people to be real. To be real. So many people in the multifamily space, and I'm sure this exists in all industries across America. People put up facades. They put up skins or masks, whether it be for their boss or for their peers or for those people that they supervise and lead and mentor and coach on a daily basis. It's all facade, and it's exhausting. my encouragement to you as a leader today, tonight, is to put down this hedge of protection that you put up every day in the way of this facade. Put it down. Take it off. Be vulnerable. Vulnerability in our world is worth $1 million. You want to get loyalty in your organization? Be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Admit that you don't know everything. Admit that you are the least prepared in the room. Admit that you don't have all the answers. Admit that you need other people. Admit that your work, that your job, that what you do on a daily basis is emotionally exhausting, yet the most rewarding work that you will ever do in your lifetime. My call to action is do that, and you will be incredibly, massively, unbelievably successful in what you do. Take care. We will talk to you again soon.